Okay, very good morning to you all students. Continuing with the traditional methods of food preservation. Today we'll discuss about a few traditional methods of food preservation. One among that is sugaring. What is sugaring? Like how we discussed about salting, no? This is exactly like that only. But only thing is here, sugar is used for the preservation of the foods. What is this sugaring? Earlier, in the ancient days, very earlier days, the honey was used as a preservative, and even now also honey is being used as a preservative. It is honey as a original state, and it was one of the earliest preservative used by the ancient civilization, we can tell. It has a high concentration of sugar that draws out the water out of yeast or bacteria cells. Means it will draw the water out of the microbes which contaminates the food. Like that we can preserve the food by using the honey. And we can use sugar also as a preservative. Sugar has also the preservative capacity. It has also the preservative capacity, like how we directly by using sugar we can preserve the fruits. Means by that, just by dipping the fruits into the sugar solution. Sugar solution we can say, or we can say the brix, brix solution. Okay, that is, brix means it is a sugar solution, brine means it is a salt solution. Like that we can preserve the fruits, and by using the sugar we can change the form of the foods. Like if we extract the fruit juice, we can prepare them into jams and jellies by using the high concentration of the sugar, where the high concentration of sugar, it acts as a preservative. What happens here is pectin, acid and sugar, these are very much essential to prepare the jam. Jellies are clear substances made of fruit juices, or they are the extract of fruit. In both preparation of jams or jellies, the sugar is used. What sugar acts? How it acts? So it acts in some ways. How it acts? Like sugar draws the water out of food, therefore making it unavailable for microorganisms. If the water is not available for the microorganisms, the microorganisms they doesn't grow. Like that it will hinder the growth of the microbes, and we can prevent the, or we can preserve the food. As a result of water loss, definitely the microbial metabolism is stopped. If they are not getting water, means their metabolism or microbial metabolism is stopped. Hence the growth of microorganisms is stopped, and we can preserve that particular food for a longer period. Okay, it may be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, like that. Jams and jellies, we can all preserve for years together. If we keep it in refrigerator, we can preserve it still more years also. Here you can see some pictures. See, the fruits are dipped in the sugar solution, or you can say the bricks, and here some jam is prepared. If simply we keep, say for example carrot, if we simply grate the carrot and keep, definitely the next day it will spoil. If we prepare jelly like thing, or jam like thing, or something like halwa like thing, we can preserve it for 2, 3, 4 days. Okay, like that the sugar, it acts. And the next one is heating. Of course, when the man, he has discovered the fire, or he invented the fire, then he started using the fire. And among that, heating is also called as a cooking. Okay, it may be cooking with water, or directly without water, like just by using the fire. In that, boiling we take. Boiling, it is traditional way, especially in developing countries, to boil water in order to kill microbes if any microbes are present in that, and thereafter it was cooled to a room temperature before it is been drinking. And it is also customary to boil, we all boil the milk, no, otherwise if we won't boil the milk, after 4 or 5 years you keep just like that only, it will spoil. If you boil it or if you pasteurize that, we can keep it for 1 day also. If it is kept in refrigerator, we can keep it for 2-3 days or more than that days. Okay, so in order to kill the microbes or in order to hinder the growth of the microorganisms, we just boil the milk or we just boil the foods. So that is one method. Another method is cooling. Earlier days, it was not the ice was not being used for the preservation method in ancient days, but they found that if the food ingredients are kept at the underground level means that is also called as a cellar region. If it is kept at the cellar region where the oxygen level is less and even the temperature is also less, there the food ingredients can be kept for more days. That was another method of traditional preservative method. The next one is canning. In very simple word, we can say canning means keeping the food in the cans, or we can keep the processed foods in the cans. Okay, Nicholas is the one, Nicholas Appert, he is the one who discovered the process of canning to increase the shelf life of the food. What happens in canning here? This canning process, it involves cooking of the food. The cooking of the food is done, and thereafter keeping that cooked food in the cans, and then it is keeping that food into the sterilized cans, and then it is air tightened, and then it is kept for the preservation. So by doing that, we can keep the food ingredients for a longer period. In ancient days also this kind of canning process was used, and even nowadays this canning process was also is being used. Okay, you can see many cans, milkmaid, jam, jelly, whatever the things which are put in the cans. No, it may be the glass cans, or it may be the tin cans, that kind of cans. Okay, and this canning process actually it could not be much popular until 1864, when Louis Pasteur showed the relationship between food spoilage and microbes. After that only it is being more popular. So these are the other few traditional methods of food preservation which were being used for the preservation of the food.